Hey YouTube, this will be week 21 of the YouTube Pagan Challenge, and I was kind of iffy about doing this particular video because I feel like a lot of the questions were answered in week 9 with the journaling and that entry. But I think a couple of points that could be made is like, a few have mentioned that they have various different methods of keeping things. I have a couple of different books. I don't have one cohesive, like, singular book of shadows. I'm kind of working on one at the moment, but it hasn't actually come into fruition just yet. And then there's also a work in progress for some group work that's going on. I have had in the past, I mean, honestly, most of mine have been spiral bound notebooks. At the very beginning, I had a 3-ring binder, and a lot of that stuff wasn't hand copied or even handwritten. There was a lot of stuff that was printed. I want to even say back in the days when the printer paper had the bits that you had to tear off because it was on a reel with holes in it. You'd tear them off, and we kids used to like sit there and take two, and you could fold them and make like a little accordion thing. I can't be sure if that may have just been the older printer that we had at the time, because it was kind of right in that when those were starting to go out of fashion. But I think it could have easily been a hand-me-down to where my mom went, well, we'll get a better computer and we'll use a printer that was from my grandparents or great-grandparents or something along those lines. And I've had notes from things printed. I have a folder on my desktop that is my disk of shadows that holds various things, whether it be a copy of a PDF that I've gotten from somebody for free online, ebooks that were free, tidbits, pictures, stuff that I found that I want to print for future use. That's the kind of stuff that's on there. I have notebooks full of different, bits and bobs from various things. A lot of them are upstairs. I'm not going to grab them all. Notes that I would take while I'm reading a book. But I haven't made a solid, like, one book that's going to be it's never going to be the be-all, end-all, because we evolve, right? This is why I do think I want to settle into some nice 3-ring binder, because my problem with any of the hardbound books is I eventually will want to rearrange something. I have a new journal that I started. It has nature quotes in it. It just was kind of the right place at the right time. I've had this book for years. But that's about it. As far as that goes, like I said, I think most of it was answered in week 9 of this challenge, because I brought out a whole bunch of books just to show them. But I didn't... I don't need to show them again. I feel like this is kind of just a rehash. But I wanted to do a little something to at least have it for this week, and maybe show off my shirt. I say this all the time. I wish common sense were more common. I have another one that says I'm only sarcastic when I speak. Anyway, that's it for this week. Bye.